Toodaloo.
This way. Press R in midair. Press R in midair. What is R? See you later.
Oh, yeah.
Oh! That was stressful. Wow! That was one.
Toodaloo. Woohoo!
How'd you get up here? What's happening? All right! Good job! Yeah! Oh, yeah! Love that sound. yeah!